All right, so got my buddy Burke here.
Good to see you.
We've been hanging out all day on his awesome property, and he's the owner of this 2020 C8, and he's going to tell us 3 reasons why you shouldn't buy a Corvette C8.
Now, reason number 1 is you need to be careful what you're buying. Try not to pay over MSRP. So I paid over MSRP for this car. I'm a little bit ashamed of it because you can get them for the right price. You just have to be tenacious about it and stick to your guns and do it. Now, the one really worst thing, moving into the second reason for being careful in buying these cars or doing your research, is the active fuel management system. Now, this is where the computer, when you're cruising, it will deactivate 4 of the cylinders of the V8. So you go from a V8 down to a V4, and this system is, well, GM has a lawsuit against them for this, and say a lot of their pickup trucks. And on my car, and I've had other people reply to me that they hear a knocking noise. Every time you're cruising down the road and you go from V8 down to V4, you hear this bam back behind you. You're like, oh my God, what is that? That's the valve train. Now, I've had a few people say that that's the exhaust valve that's moving in there also, but no, this sounds really nasty. So be sure and look into this because, like I said, GM's got a lawsuit over this for other cars. So be very careful. Now, the other thing that is very discerning with this car, and I don't know yet how many other people have had this issue, but I have had electronic issues for the driver's display. We've already seen it a couple of times today. You walk in the car, start it up, screen comes up on the display, no trip counter. It disappeared because that's what I have on there all the time. It's gone. Not only that, 2 weeks ago or so, my wife and I were up in Eureka Springs. Bad internet reception. So on my car, it only had like 1 bar on it or something.
Yeah.
If even that. I wasn't paying close attention. And so we start driving down the road and we're looking at the map and it's like, the map's not changing. And on the heads-up display, you can have the speed limit up there as well, so 55 miles an hour or something. So I'm going down the road and I see a speed limit sign go by, 45 miles an hour, and I look up at my heads-up, still sitting at 55. And it says, okay, you know, you're going through a city and you're going from 45 to 35, and it's like 55 miles an hour. It's like, no, it's not. This is stupid.
Wow.
So the whole display, heads up, everything had frozen on whatever it could last capture from the ether, you know? And so that was a really upsetting deal. It wasn't until we finally stopped the car, got some gas and, you know, fueled ourselves up, turned the car back on. Thank God it was back to normal. But I was sweating bullets all the way home. So I am seeing these little hiccups with electronics that are very scary. So those are at least 3 things to be very careful of.
Well, you heard it first here from a 2020 C8 owner. 3 reasons not to buy a Corvette C8. And we hope that you can use this knowledge when you're out shopping for your next Corvette. But it's really important to know these things, especially with a 2020, which was the first year for this car.
Very true.
And, you know, the old adage goes, you never want to buy the first year version of a car, you know, for various reasons, you know, why GM works out those bugs as they go. But Burke also knows that the first year for any collectible car or sports car or car that may appreciate in the future, that first year is very, very important if you're looking from it as an investment for later on.
And you know, you're saying that, it is so funny. So before I got this car, I did a video why I'm waiting and not buying this car. And it was exactly these reasons. Oh, it's the first year. Let other people get all the kinks worked out of the car. I ain't buying it. And aside from that, it's like, and why am I going to pay over MSRP? Are you crazy? Well, what did I do? First year model and pay over MSRP.
Right. But in Burke's defense, just look at this. And
it is pretty.
What paint code or what color do they call this red?
This is torch red.
Torch red. Okay.
Yes. And there's kind of a winey, sparkly color that is beautiful in terms of red as well. So, like we've talked about previously, the specs, oh my God, you can go crazy with colors, stripes, and...
Oh, you can ugly up your Corvette real quick. Trust me, it's easy.
Yes.
But Burke did a really good choice. I love the red on black, of course. I'm a red car guy myself.
Resale red, okay.
Yes.
You barely beat me to that
Absolutely. Believe it or not, people don't buy a lot of red Corvettes new from the factory. They usually come in more subdued colors because red's not for everybody.
Oh yeah.
But this just works out great with the black rims, and you've got your carbon fiber mirrors, and of course the black interior.
Red calipers.
Yeah,
fun stuff.
It comes out great, and you did a really great job. You know, it's obviously was a guilty pleasure to you. You knew not what to do, but all those car people out there, and I'm included, sometimes you think with your heart instead of your head, which is probably better than thinking with your, but you know, that's how it goes. So,
but you also planned. When I did this, I still had a plan, financially and lifestyle wise. So even though I kind of went against my own rules and knew better, it was still virtually harmless.
right.
I mean, it sounds painful, but it isn't. It's not that bad. So, because of planning and not rushing. So, it still took 11 months to get the car.
Yeah, and he brings up a good point. Buy what you can afford.
Absolutely.
Don't be living in a apartment and driving $100,000 Corvette. You know, have that financial bubble, have that safety net in place, so when you do, when your heart does finally win you over and you fall in love with a beautiful machine like this, you know, you're in a position to where you're not going to ruin yourself. So those are some really good points. So again, I want to thank you for watching this video, and again, like, share, subscribe. We've got Burke. Tell us about your channel.
Road Odyssey, been around for almost the exact same amount of time.
Yeah, we started our channel.
Very soon. I think I only beat you by a couple of months.
Right.
So, but it's been a lot of work. But my channel is a little bit different because I don't just do cars. We do parks, museums, old towns, old homes, goofing off, cruises, stuff like that. So it's a wide variety, and that's a very difficult channel to keep afloat.
It is. It is. Absolutely. All right. Well, I want to thank everyone for watching and tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.
Thank you.